Yeah. Yeah, when your OGs give you something, sometimes you gotta let them know that they gotta update the files. It's that time. It is that time. Hey, my pops gave me some fragrances that he wanted me to try. And we talked about that previously. And today I tapped into, well, I've been wearing this one for a couple of days now because I needed to have a relationship with this fragrance, and it's Tiziana Terenzi's Gold Rose Oudh. I got this sucker down to here. We've been having a relationship. We've been talking about this, meaning me and the fragrance. And man, I gotta tell you, this is a fragrance that came out in 2012. And I must say, it smells like it came out a little bit before then. This is something that you would call a classic men's fragrance. However, it is very unisex. This is a fragrance that a woman can wear as well because it is a rose-dominated scent. Me and this fragrance, we had a bit of a love-hate relationship over the past week. I've been cheating on it. It's been trying to wow me over. It's tried everything that it's could to wow me over. Now, did we get to a point in which I can appreciate this fragrance for what it was or what it is? I want to say that I finally came around to it. I came around to finding a way in which me and this fragrance's relationship can be one. We got there at a bit of a caveat, which I'll get to a little bit later. Let's have fun with this one. So let me tell you this. Off the top, this Rose Gold Oudh, is it Rose Gold? No, it's Gold Rose. This Gold Rose Oudh is a very rose-dominant, woody, oudhy fragrance, right? Very woody. However, what I get from this is the myrrh and the sand that's at the top. You know what? Since we're talking about what's at the top, let's go over the notes. On the top, we got myrrh, sand, and bergamot. The myrrh and the sand I get throughout the duration of the fragrance. Do I like the combination? It's unique to me. In a sense, I almost wish that it kind of gave more of that myrrh and the sand, like it was a little more pronounced. Because then it would kind of give me more of a Christmas vibe. It's almost pine-like with the myrrh. In the middle, we have rose, patchouli, and black pepper. Gonna be straight up with you. Patchouli seems to be in like 60% of fragrances, yet I have no clue what it smells like as a standalone. Black pepper, I don't really get, but like I said, rose, dominant. Dominant, dominant, dominant. Masculine rose, but it's still soft enough for a woman to wear. In the base notes, here's where we get to the fun. We got the oud, honey, musk, and my two favorites, actually 3 of these are my favorites, musk, amber, and sandalwood. That 3-man rotation right there is where some of my favorites lie, right there. So, if this has some of my favorite notes, then how could I have a bit of a love-hate relationship? Well, we're going to use the word classic. This is a very classic fragrance. It's not bad. Let's say that off the top. It's not bad. It's just classic. And to me, it's missing a bit of character. It's missing personality. Like when you spray this on, you smell like a man. You smell like the type of woman that you'll attract with this. It's a very particular teacher like this is going to attract women that are 40 and above. Hey, that's cool, but that doesn't mean that it's for me. But don't forget, I said I found a way in which me and this fragrance was able to work out our relationship and mend it into one, and we will get there. Let's talk about this some more. So when I first sprayed this on, I was like, man, all I smell is like an oil-based, something that smells like there's rose in there, but it smelled like really oil. Like it just smelled really, really dense. And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm not really picking up the notes, so I sat it down for a week, sat it in the corner. I put baby in the corner. Have a seat. I'll get back to you. And get back to where I did. Then I started to gain a bit of an appreciation for the fragrance and accepting it as what it was. I started to pick up the myrrh. I started to pick up the sand. I started to pick up the musk, which is good. However, it was still missing character and personality. That honey note I wasn't getting. The sandalwood wasn't quite smooth enough how I like my sandalwoods. And the bergamot that's supposed to be on top didn't get it at all. So I'm thinking to myself, what could be missing? Is it missing citrus in the opening that could? And I'm just like, nah, because that's like a bunch of fragrances. So I said, all right, maybe it's missing more florals and vanillas. So I tried layering it with Soleil Neige. You can't go wrong with Soleil Neige. Smelled like an absolute mess. Like, baby rejected it. That's what we're calling Gold Rose Oudh. We're calling that baby. Baby rejected that immediately. I had to take some wipes and just get that off my skin. It was bad. But then I said, man, what is it that is missing? I don't have anything that's like vanilla dominant so that I could have layered it with a vanilla fragrance. So I'm like, all right, is it missing caramel? Because it reminds me of Oud Satin Mood. It reminds me of Oud Satin Mood, but the benzoin, vanilla, and caramel is not there, which is fine. So I'm thinking, like, is that what it's missing? So let me try one more thing. Let me try something that I consider to be old trusty at this point. Because anytime I layer this one fragrance with anything that I have, it never ever misses. And oh my God, I got to tell you, I layered these two things together. Aaron Judge is gone. Say goodbye. Barry Bonds on steroids. Say goodbye. We knocking that thing 600 feet out the park. Let me smell it before I show you what it is. Man, I look, I'm going back to my pops and I'm going to go to him with this Coco Moon. I'm going to him with the Coco Moon because this don't make no sense how good this is, bro. It don't make sense how good that combination is. I don't like, you get, oh my God. That oud mixed with the coconut. Oh! And now the rose is like, it's playing in the background. That rose just becomes powdery and it's a bit of a reminder that, hey, we are real chill. But the coconut brings the oud forward. It smells so, man, and clean, sophisticated. This smells like luxury now. It was missing Coco Moon. Oh my God, it smells so much better now. So if I was to wear Gold Rose Oudh, I would 1000% mix that together. Now, the good thing with Rose Gold Oudh is that it doesn't cost too much. It's not going to break the bank on you. I think you could get it for about 80 bucks if you are into the Rose Oudh classic vibe. But you would, to me, you would have to have the right layering combination. I now smell this. Man, I don't want to stop smelling this. I'm trying to think of the crowd. First of all, oh my God. First of all, you got to dress it up. If you layer those two together, you got to dress it up. That don't make no sense how good that smell. That don't make, now just for layering purposes, I want to get a full bottle of that. I want to get a full bottle of that just for layering purposes. Now, Coco Moon's going to run you a couple. Look, that's how much I got left. Can you see it? I got it about round right there. That's how much I got to get a big bottle. Coco Moon is my next buy. I'm getting the biggest bottle I could get. I have to. It's probably the most versatile fragrance I have. What you can do with it. Now, Gold Rose Oudh, baby, on its own, what would I rate it? I give it a 5 out of 10. Average. I give it a 5 out of 10 average. With that Coco Moon, man, look, I gave this Soleil Neige like about a good 9.5, 10. I'm going with a 9. I'm going with a 9 on this combination between the rose gold or the Gold Rose Oudh and the Coco Moon. Now, projection, longevity, performance, all of that stuff. I think that I'm nose blind to it because everybody praises the performance of this fragrance. I personally think that I'm nose blind to it because I don't feel like it's Monster, right? I don't feel like it's Monster. Right here, I don't really, I got to do this. And I've only had it on for about an hour, hour and a half. However, I smell this strip. The combo, I smell this strip 3 feet away from me. Like, it's just like I smell the bubble of that layer in combination. So I think it would be unfair for me to give it any marks for performance, because I honestly do think that I'm nose blind to something in here and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Could it be because it's from a little sample bottle? Maybe. Could it be because I don't have the full bottle? That's a possibility. But let's go back to the compliment factor. I think depending on your setting is going to determine what the compliment factor on this is going to be. If you are around a young crowd, say mid-20s, late 20s, 30s, you might not get complimented on this unless the woman really likes that classic vibe. Or it might depend on your particular aura. Now, once you go over the 40s, they might vibe with you with this. They might vibe with you with this. But the combination, bro, this combination, it don't matter where you go. I know that's a banger. I know I'm getting stopped by cars in the middle of the street with this. That's just delicious, bro. That is so good. Bro, Coco Moon, I got to give Coco Moon a standalone review. I got to give it a standalone. If I've talked about it in a couple of videos, it needs its own review at this point. This video has pretty much become about Coco Moon more than the Gold Rose Oudh, and I apologize for that. I am a bit underwhelmed with Baby, but I found a way in which me and Baby can have a relationship. And clearly, in order for it to work, Baby's got to be into threesomes. It's the only way I see this working out.